see what the Dark Universe has to say. Maybe it'll coincide, maybe it won't. Thank you to my high vibrating ancestors, spirit guides, divine to being, source of light energy. The sun was slowly peeking out. We might try to get a walk in. All right, ancestor, spirit guide, what do we need to know? What does the Dark Universe need us to know today? Spirit, show me. These cards are slow. Don't lie to me. Ooh. Number 14. Which is 5. Resistance to obstacles to your flow. I just had a visualization of like a creek or like a river. And, you know, like there's rocks or boulders. There's these obstacles in the water's way, if you will, from going downstream. And the water just goes around the obstacles. The more the water goes around the obstacle, the boulder, it breaks down the stone. It creates magical things actually in the stone, if you will. And that's the visual I got. Some of you may not recognize that the obstacles that you have been facing or have faced have developed a type of flow in your soul that can't be learned in a book, that can't technically be taught. Yes. And this is actually a higher calling for you to look at your perception of the obstacles that you face in your life. I know it's easier said than done, especially when they're pretty intense obstacles when it comes to stability, financial things, security, connections, your basic needs, right? The more you're able to recognize these obstacles as opportunities, the more you're going to recognize how easy it is to flow around them. A lot of the obstacles that you have faced have become, and I say this with love, have become greater because of the energy, life force that you have put into the actual obstacle versus flowing around the obstacle. It's hard not to focus your energy when there's an obstacle in your way, when there's a problem or a concern or whatever you want to identify this as. It's hard not to focus on that issue itself versus solutions. It's in the simplest form. It's, do you focus on the problem or do you focus on the solution? When we are in a state of being or mindset where we constantly focus on our problems, we oftentimes manifest more problems or create a mountain of a molehill, if you will, if we're going to get a little cliche today on Sunday. And it's then like pulling your life force energy when you're just focused on something simple as how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to pay rent? How am I going to pay rent? Or how am I going to find another job, or how am I going to relocate? How am I going to, it's like focusing on the fear part of the obstacle versus the flow part of the obstacle. When we get to a place, it took a long time for me to get here, but when we get to a place of, I think for some people, when you have faced so many obstacles your entire life, you get to a point where you're like, oh fucking well, what does this bring? What abundances does this obstacle bring my life? What can I learn about myself by navigating this obstacle, by focusing on the solution, 414, versus focusing on the problem? It's difficult, especially when we're overly, everything we watch, everything we listen to. If you watch TV, if you listen to the fucking radio, you hear people talking at the water cooler, it's all fear. It's all fear. That's why I don't give a shit about politics. I only have a slight interest now because I'm involved with my job with the city, and I'm actually liking some of the city council people. I'm liking what's going on in the city here now that I'm more tapped in. But as a global scale, usually with politics and shit, I don't pay attention to any of it. It's not that I don't care. I know what I need to know. Same with the worldly issues that are going on, because it's programming us to fear everything, to fear each other, to fear standing up, to fear speaking up. And that's a global thing. But then how do we in the micro thing of it in our life, that energy transfers to us. When we are always watching, doesn't matter if you're watching CNN or Fox, it doesn't matter what you're watching. When you're watching the news, it's always bad things, even if it's your local news, over and over and over again, right? Yes, for some people, the world is on fire. For some of us, the world is a magical fucking place, because we created that world for us. And so what Spirit is saying is that for some of you, the biggest obstacle in your life is actually yourself. We are our biggest problem. Regardless of what's being thrown your way, whether it's spell work, binding work, or it's in the physical realm of stability, whether it's with stability, finances, career, job, whatever it is. By recognizing that your mindset and how you're viewing the obstacle is the actual obstacle. It's not the obstacle itself. It's your mindset. It's how you're perceiving that obstacle. I feel like I'm hitting a dead horse here. What else do we need to know about this, Spirit? Bottom of the deck. Number 22, which is a master number. Worry, the illusion of control. Can't make it up. Worrying about things, thinking that you actually have the control to change certain things that you don't. Focusing our energy on things that we can't control is such an energy drainer. It takes our life force out of us when we focus on things that have nothing to do with us. Not meaning you don't care about world issues, right? Like the hunger thing that's going on, the food stamp thing. It's not that you don't care about those things. It's not being immersed in it. It's like, okay, how can people think I can't make change? I'm just one person. One person can do a lot of changing. It starts within, though. That's how you heal yourself and your community and the world, is by healing yourself. A lot of people will do all these things for their community or for the world or whatever it is that you have you attempt to do all these things, but yet haven't done the work on the inside. That's a little side note. What is it that you're worrying about? It's the obstacles. Like, you're worrying about these obstacles. It's about these obstacles. I know it's challenging not to, when we're, like I said, when we're in a space of people everything's fucking fear-based. Everything's fear-based and negative. When I really started to pay attention to people and what people were saying and how they were projecting their fears, just in general, in everyday conversations, I really realized I was surrounded by, and it's no dig, just a lot of negative thinking. And that's because that's what we've been programmed to do, is be negative all the time. And it's your limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs that you actually have the power to change this. Water is very powerful. Water, and a tablespoon of water could drown you. But also that flowing water can help you move things along. Ultimately, you become what you believe. You become what you believe. Mindset. Self-realization. Again. So, how does your self-limiting beliefs about how you can overcome obstacles create more obstacles and barriers in your life? This isn't, if you automatically are feeling offended or triggered, good. Let that be another sign for you to heal something. We're all about healing and growth over here, right? It's not about judging ourselves. It's not about judging others. It's about what can we do in our own lives to make our own life and our own little world better. Because once you create that within your own life, you will see obstacles move out of your way. And or when the obstacles still occur, you won't respond or react the same way, because you don't have a self-limiting belief about your power and your strength, collective. Do you not know who you are? Do you not know all the power that you carry within your soul and your spirit? You could change your life at any moment. You can. You could overcome any of these obstacles by just changing your mindset and your perception Is it actually an obstacle, or am I the obstacle making it bigger? I don't know if that made sense, but it sounded good. Hope you're healthy and happy, full of joy. May you love